Hello everyone, welcome. Right, the reason why I'm making this video is I have few questions people are asking me. What are the top, five AWS services that they need to know? Okay, so based on my experience, so I've put down this top five services that you need to know because learning AWS can sometimes be overwhelming and daunting. Okay, especially if you're a new beginner into this. Okay, so here are my top five resources that you need to know and how they are related to each other. So let's move on. So the very first one, again, this is in no particular order. Okay, so you need to know AWS EC2, Elastic Compute Cloud, okay, alongside with what we call auto scaling and load balancers. So these are like, bedfellows, so you need to know them going forward. So EC2 provide with you what we call virtual server where you can run your application on them. The auto scaling will help you to grow and shrink. By that, you can add more or reduce decrease the instances based on your workload, and then the load balancer receive the traffic and point it to the healthy more available EC2. Okay, so that is EC2. You need to know that. S3, so this is what we call object store. I've done a video explaining what is an object store. Okay, it's not a block store, it's an object store. It will help you to, store objects like your log files, your videos recording, your voice recording, anything that you can think of that you want to save. Okay, you can dump them into this bucket. I call it, it's like a bottomless pit. Okay, so you can put as many as you can in there, and 10 out of 10, you will be working around these services. So you need to get grips of the concept, and please, again, put your hands on them, get practical demonstration on them. If you want to know more, I have so many videos regarding S3 that you can watch and practice. If you have any question, you can put it in the chat. Okay, right. Happy days. The next one is VPC. Okay, so this is the main thing. That is the main what we call isolation within your cloud. This is where you can control the traffic. It's like your network where you control, how your resources are accessed. Okay, other than that, if you don't have VPC, your resources are just going to be in the public domain. Okay, remember the cloud is a public place, so you need to secure your resources in what we call in your own isolated network. Again, I have a full video explaining VPC and practical demonstration alongside. If you wanna look through my video in the playlist called VPC or networking, you should be able to help yourself with that. Right. The next one is RDS. So this comes under database. So under the database, we have relational and non-relational. The most popular one is the relational. So with this relational, you don't need to manage the underlying hardware. AWS will do everything. So the engines will include like Postgres or Aurora, MySQL, so many engines that you can leverage on. So dive into this and understand how database work. You are not gonna be database ninja, okay, or expert, okay, but you need to understand it as a cloud engineer going forward, how you can manage it, provision this, and grant access. Remember, the database are normally placed in what we call a private subnet. To that end, they don't have a public IP for people to connect to. So you need to understand how you can work alongside with this and also use something like a jump host so your users can connect to the jump host and into your RDS. Okay. Again, I have done a separate video about kind of enterprise level how you can connect to your private RDS. Next one is the IAM. I love IAM because this thing can sometimes be tricky. Okay, if you don't get it, you have permission issue everywhere, and it can be, quite stressful. Understand the concept and also put your hands on them. I mean, do the practical demonstration. Okay, do them. So what I would say, this is how, okay, we control who is authenticated and who is authorized. By that, who can log in and what can they do. Okay, so we can create users, we can create group, we can create what we call policy and have permission. The permissions or the policy are just like a JSON document that will determine what action can be done against what resources. In here, we can have what we call multi-factor authentication. You can have extra authentication method apart from your username and a password. Okay, so this is very important. So again, I would say this is my top five, okay, for you to be relevant going forward, and help you to master and unlock innovation in agility and more cost effective. You need to understand this top five, what we call AWS services. This is according to me, and I think it cut across. So these are the backbone of this modern AWS applications going forward. Okay, so start experimenting from today. Don't just watch the video, leverage on your AWS free tier, work on them, okay, and start building your cloud expertise going forward. If you need help, if you need support, if you need mentor, anything else, please reach out to me. If you want me to do specific video again, I'm happy to cover that. Okay, we are here to help each other. Learning is like a boaba tree, one man arm cannot engulf it. I'm here to help. See you in the next video. I hope this help. Okay, start something and start learning these big basic ones before you start adding the bolt and nut going forward. Happy learning. Please subscribe and share to whoever you think might be relevant to. Bye bye.